Welcome, everyone, to this weekly live radio show at KCIW 100.7 FM in lovely sunny coastal Brookings, Oregon. Thank you for tuning to this week's exciting program of Doc and Jacques. I'm Dr. Gigi, and I'm sitting next to my co-host, San Francisco Jacques. How are you, my friend?
Hello, Dr. Gigi, and good afternoon to our guests here in the studio. And to all of our loyal and new listeners out there, welcome to the Doc and Jacques Variety Radio Show. Today is Wednesday, December 4th, and it is... Wait a minute, you gave me the...
Yeah.
It's not actually National Sock, S-O-C-K Day?
It is National Sock Day already.
How stupid can that be? I mean, come on. Who thinks these things up?
Yeah,
I think the people at the Pelican Bay prison, I think that's what they just... These ideas.
Maybe
Yeah,
not.
they got a lot of time.
Today's also National Package Protection Day. Watch out for your packages on your porch.
Oh, I thought they might be the other kind of protection in a little packet. But
Oh my gosh.
you're talking about porch pirates?
Porch pirate it is. All right.
That is beyond.
It's pretty
dumb.
cute.
Okay, well, let's cut it to the chase. Today we have a great and a very full program.
Yeah.
A program we're going to have a lot of fun with. We got some very interesting folks in the studio, very talented people in many, many ways. But let's get straight to our MD10 segment with Dr. Gigi. Doc, what do you have for us today?
Today's MD10 is loosely based on our today's guest's hobby, and we'll be talking about mushrooms and their poison.
Poisonous mushrooms.
Yeah,
Okay.
so mushrooms are the fruiting bodies of some fungi, which of course you knew.
Fungi, yeah. Mhm.
Fun guy, you're the fun guy. Now here are some stats and facts. There are thousands of species of mushrooms, with about 100 species of mushrooms causing the majority of poisoning, and only 15 or so mushroom species that are potentially lethal when ingested.
So thousands of types of mushrooms. I know in the Amazon, when I was in Amazon, I mean, there's mushrooms there that they're still discovering, for instance.
I thought Amazon.com.
Oh, no. I go there to buy my mushrooms.
More than 95% of mushroom poisoning occurs because of misidentification of the mushrooms by an amateur mushroom hunter.
I really call people, I'm not, you could be a professional, I'm a professional
What?
appraiser and an auctioneer, but
Yeah.
I'm also, they always say, oh, it's an amateur. I don't get that. But okay, go ahead. Mycology, right?
Yes.
Yes.
In less than 5% of the cases, the mushroom is consumed for its mind-altering properties.
Whoa, it's coming on now.
Boiling, cooking, freezing, or processing in any other way may not alter the toxicity of some mushrooms. So there's three parts of talking about toxicity, how toxic they are. There are, or symptom categories. There's the early symptom mushrooms. They occur within 6 hours. Usually they're GI related, so vomiting and diarrhea and such.
Okay, but wait, you said that they cannot be boiling, cooking, that really doesn't...
Might not. Sometimes they do, but there are poisons that do not
Well,
get poisoned. And
it's just kind of insidious poisosoning, too. It doesn't happen, right? It just doesn't knock you flat like a cyanide pill, right?
no,
It's gonna take
it
some
takes
time.
like the early category would be within the 6 hours, which is usually GI, so that can happen
Say
with
6
after
hours,
1 hour or so.
Come at 6 o'clock at night, by midnight, I'd be having...
Hurling.
Yeah.
Late would be between 6 and 24 hours, which is usually liver and kidney failure.
Oh, boy, we don't like that.
Or delayed, which means after 24 hours, like days. And that's usually kidney toxicity,
Well, I only have, I'm missing part of my left kidney. So I
right?
can't afford
so
to have
don't go
Yeah,
mushroom hunting.
darn it.
So I'll discuss a couple of toxins. The first one was cyclopeptides. So a peptide is a little protein, and cyclopeptides, these are actually 8 amino acids in a circle, and those are the toxins. So they include the amatoxins. What does that remind you
The
of,
Amanita,
Jackie?
the one I was almost going to eat the other night when you screamed at me as I was lifting this beautiful red mushroom.
The little
with all
white
these
dots?
cottage cheese spots all over it. I was just going to take a bite. And she screamed. No.
So yeah, amatoxins are responsible for more than 95% of mushroom-related fatalities in the United States.
Well, I mean, how do they do these things? You
Well,
should know.
just like except for, look how cute it's
Okay,
red
it
with
was
my
round.
dog.
It started round as a
Yeah,
ball, and
and
then
then
it
goes
became flat and beautiful. And it was like, whoa, it was
Right.
huge. It was cool. I almost ate it then.
So what is the toxin? The toxins prevent us from making our own proteins and poison the liver by making free radicals, they think. This is a late onset one. It takes 6 to 24 hours. And sadly enough, there's no real antidote.
Unlike venom, right? We've talked venoms before here on the show. We've talked other poisons, and there's many antidotes for these, but not this. Huh?
Not this one. Oh, not these ones. Phallotoxins are another one. They're also found in Amanita.
Yep.
They prevent cells from dividing. And what they do is they provide a cholera-like syndrome with vomiting and watery diarrhea.
Oh, great.
And it usually starts at 6 hours of ingestion. So it would be the late ones, right?
Now, these are rare, though, still. These poisonings are rare.
Well, we'll ask our
we'll get to
mycology friends here in a
mycologist
second.
in the studio here.
Then the next one is norleucine. I chose that one because leucine by itself is an amino acid that is an essential amino acid, meaning we have to eat it from outside.
Did you know leucine was the name of B.B. King's guitar? Oh, that was Lucille. Okay, I'm sorry. Apologies. I'll shut up.
Norleucine looks almost exactly identical, but it causes vomiting and diarrhea 1 to 12 hours after ingestion. After that, so that's the GI. After that, there is an elevation of transaminases, which means liver damage, and then renal failure 3 to 6 days after, and some people actually have to go on hemodialysis for a little bit.
Ooh,
That's how bad those poisons are.
Good. Well, we're going to find all about this, right? From part of it about short show.
Possibly, yes, depending on our guests here. Okay, psilocybin.
Oh, we still got one left. The psilocybins. Yeah.
Psilocybin, last one but not least. So I picked that one out because this one is actually a serotonin agonist, meaning it kind of pretends to be serotonin. And when ingested, it can cause psychedelic effects similar to those of LSD. And why I'm bringing it up? Because serotonin is also the active player of a lot of antidepressants.
So this is what I'm hearing about microdosing. People are microdosing to get over their depression, PSTT. There's been lots of tests coming out now saying, wow, the benefits of fungi, mushrooms, are amazing. Fungi are their own animal kingdom. Tell us about Wait a minute.
They're not an animal.
It's not an animal, but I'm saying there's 5 kingdoms.
Yeah.
And fungus is one of them.
Right.
Mushrooms are one of those kingdoms. So the other ones are animal, bacterium,
protozoan, and plants.
Protozoa, plants, and then, wow, amazing things. And I know some amazing mycologists, and one of them is in here, and I'm going to call him an amateur, at least on Facebook. I mean, the guy's got more harvesting stuff.
Wait, amateur means not being very good. Amateur means...
I'm saying he's not an amateur.
He's not an amateur.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something comes to Amanitas. All right. Very good. Thank you so much for that, Doc.
Sure thing.
Short and sweet. And
Yeah.
I like it. Now we got plenty of time to meet our guest.
Yes. Okay. Hello, guests.
And our guests today are Stephen Kasmar. Stephen Kasmar comes in from our Hayuchi or Gatsky. I'm sorry. And Michael Laslovich, welcome both of you to the Doc Jacques radio show. And you're welcome to laugh all you want out loud for my jokes. So good. All right. And when you come, when you start talking, Michael, you do need to bring your microphone way up to you, or you lean forward. Okay. So one of you could do one of the two. Both of your thing forward, and we'll start with Stephen.
All right, Stephen. Where are you born? Where were you born, raised, and what brought you to this area and when? 4 questions in one.
I was born in Connecticut many years ago. Mm-hmm. And I came to California in 1981 via my thumb. And
hitchhiking.
I hitchhiked across the country, and I landed in Southern California. Spent 40 years there, and then came up to Gatsky in 2018. And one of the things, we used to come through here all the time. We were avid campers, fishers, and bringing the kids camping. And we always seem to find ourselves coming down the 101 from Yellowstone, coming down the 199. And Gasky was always sort of right there. So when we were looking for a place to retire, Gasky was there. And we were looking, actually, I was looking for a river that had a steelhead and a salmon run every year. And the Smith River, of course, is one of the better rivers. And then, of course, being somewhat secluded from the rest of the world up in the mountains is a nice way to live.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So join the club, right? So many people travel through this area. They see it once or twice, and they go, wait, I'm hooked. I got to come back. We'll check it out more. So you've been here since 2018.
Yes, I have.
What about
Michael?
Ooms? What about you, Michael?
Well, Michael, he comes from Half Moon Bay, California.
There he's over the hill from Burlingame.
Moved to Prospect, Oregon, to be back to the land, of course, back in the day. And then moved to Gasky about 20 years ago.
Oh, you have beat us all, right? You're
20 years, yeah.
Yep. And so all's history.
never look back.
I mean,
huh?
we've been, my wife and I have been coming to Gasky. She came ever since she was 4 years old. And I used to play in a rock and roll band, and we used to always stop in Gasky because there was the Rusty Nail there, and you could maybe find a girl.
Oh, the Rusty Nail was the name of a bar?
Yeah, in
Gasky?
Gasky,
No, I
once
didn't
upon
know
a
that.
time. Yeah.
Now it's what? Is the Gasky? No, that's
Well,
Hawaiian.
it's gone. It burned down, and there's just a store there
Rusty
now. Yeah. But back in the day, it was kind of like, and then the other part of the trip when we used to play in music was to go and swim in the river.
Right.
That was part of the whole deal. You'd stop at the Rusty Nail and
Go
whatever,
swim.
eat a steak, and then go up the river on the way home.
20 years here. What did you do? What was your career path, or what did you like doing?
Many paths. Horticulture was one of my
Passions.
absolutely, and always played music, but I had to kind of forego that to raise kids and
Sure.
stuff.
Nice.
But now in the last few years, I got to play music again.
Yeah,
And
you're
it's-
here for
it's
music partly.
way-
We're excited.
Way wonderful.
How about you,
Yeah.
Stephen?
Stephen?
What did you do those 40 years in LA? What did you follow?
I was a chef.
That's
I started as a dishwasher and moved my way up in different kitchens. I did a 3-year formal apprenticeship in Newport Beach
Wow.
at a place called Limidi, and it was Southern French cuisine, Provence. The chef I worked for was Swiss German, Walter Rüdemann, his name was. I used to try to think of ways I wanted to kill him before I went to work because he was a tough guy. But he taught me my trade, and not many people have that opportunity in our industry to actually do a formal apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Then I bounced around many restaurants in our industry. Believe it or not, I went from classic French cuisine to vegan vegetarian.
There you
and
go.
I ran a few restaurants for a corporation. And then I found a really good job in Los Angeles as an educator at LA Trade Tech College. And I spent 27 years there.
Are you a vegetarian, vegan yourself?
My wife is a vegetarian
There you
vegan. I put anything on a plate.
Cool.
I'll be very happy.
Cool.
Now, when we're looking at Facebook, you're always showing off.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
No, not just one mushroom.
Yeah.
No,
It's-
got trays.
No,
big serving
it's
trays.
bragging a little, but this year especially, the mushrooms have been so prolific up in Gasky, specifically the lobster
Amanita?
mushrooms.
No.
Let me tell you, there's many amanitas,
seen
but we see amanitas more closer to the shore and closer to the beach. We'll find a different type of amanita. I know yours was the Amanita muscaria.
Which is a fly agave or something.
Fly agaric. Believe it or not, from my research,
Agave.
they used to put those mushrooms in the windows pre-glass to keep the flies from coming in the house. Thus the name fly agaric, yes. But the chanterelles this year, especially the white chanterelles, prolific.
Prolific.
Every other day we've been going to, and I think your mushroom spots are your secret spots. You don't share that with people. You say sort of where it is, but it's actually 2 miles away in a different direction, south over a river.
And the next day you see all these people in this area, you faked them out.
Because that's where you told them you found them, because that's not where I find them. I sort of direct them purposely to the wrong area.
Right.
That's
Naughty
fun.
guy.
Now, do you boil them up? What do you do?
Well, I dry some. First of all, we try to eat as many fresh as possible.
Yeah.
And you have them, eat them fresh. We do dry some, but my classic chef training, I cook them in a seasoned core bouillon, a Chardonnay core bouillon, and I can them in mason jars.
Whoa.
With
nice.
most mushrooms, you got to be careful because the pH of mushrooms are quite neutral. So when you're canning, you really want to add some sort of acid so that you won't have issues with perhaps botulism, because if you have a neutral substance,
toxic.
botulism can actually reproduce, even in glass jars.
Yeah.
And I remember stories years ago that garlic would do that, and they start blowing up at markets. So you have to add citric acid, or you have to add fresh lemon juice, so that first it gives a little flavor, but second, it really keeps the mushrooms fresh. And
They would otherwise get basic, or
well, if there's that, well, the acid is added for flavor, of course, the lemon juice and the citric acid, but it's also sometimes added to inhibit any type of pathogen
I see.
reproduction,
Yeah.
like botulism.
Yeah.
She talked about botulism last week, right?
Did you?
Right. Yeah. That must.
What's crazy to me is people inject.
That's what
that
we were
toxin
talking.
in
Yeah,
their
that's what we're
That
talking
was the
about.
dermatological.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Dermatology effects. Yeah, I said,
Yeah,
please
the
put some botulism in my lips,
Application.
please.
I'll keep my wrinkles.
Right. See, Michael, what did you start playing when you were a kid? What
Wait,
was,
Michael, do you do mushrooms at all? I mean, the legal ones. You go hunting
Don't
and
answer that.
stuff.
Oh gosh, I leave it up to my partner to,
Boy, what a
to
partner.
find the best mushroom.
Yeah, they just kind of drop them off.
It's a trust issue.
It's a trust. Good for you. When you were younger, were you like influenced by the Beatles and got your first guitar when you were 10? And
Well, it's kind of funny. I started playing Hawaiian steel guitar when I was 8 years old.
whoa,
And
was it
there
your
was
dad's or something? Or?
Well, there was a thing back in the day. It was called the United Institute of Music, and they would go door to door like encyclopedia salesmen, and you either got to play violin or Hawaiian steel guitar.
So
Of
you
course,
picked
my dad was born in Hawaii, and he said, "Oh, okay." He'll
it.
play the Hawaiian steel guitar, and
it.
so that's what I
at 8
started.
in the
8 years old, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Better than piano, I guess.
But then, when I started in high school, they said, "Oh, what a sissy guitar." And so I started playing
sissy
a
guitar.
regular guitar, and so the rest is history, because 4 years later, I'm playing the slide again.
All right. Now, we ask all musicians this question, and that is to both of you. This one I'll start with you, Michael. Do you read music?
Can you read notes?
Can you read notes?
Yes, I can, but I don't want to.
All right, there you go. I'm going to say you're
Because
the majority.
it's more,
At least you can.
it's
75%.
more in my head, kind of an intuitive feeling about
Cool.
music, because I've been playing so long.
Right on.
And so a lot of times when people have put charts in front of me, well, sometimes I get it and
Right.
sometimes I don't.
How about you? How about you, Stephen?
I'm a solid no.
A solid. You're joining the majority, right? 75% of our guests are
people say,
musicians.
yeah.
Do
Solid
not.
no. Michael's a much
not
better
read.
musician than mine.
Do not.
So you are here partially because of your music. You're playing music together. Tell us about that. When did you guys get together? Do you have a band name?
Well, we go by the Woodpile, and the reason is and we pull songs out of the Woodpile that.
That's the name of your
That's
band.
the name of
Woodpile.
our little duet.
There you go, the Woodpile.
And we pull songs out of the Woodpile, and it's songs that you remember. They're not, and sometimes they're not our top 40 songs, but they're songs that you've heard on the radio many years ago. And our genre is just that, late 60s or sometimes 50s, which we're going to play a couple today, but 60s, 70s, into the 80s. And when we play out, people like the fact that we're doing that set of music.
How many songs do you have in a repertoire there?
Hundreds.
300.
How do you do that? How do you do that? I mean,
Easy 300.
that's like saying, okay, recite 100 of great
Poems.
poems. Yeah, nobody's going to be able to do that, but somehow musicians can remember that stuff.
Right. So do you guys, so how long have you been together? Woodpile, me, wife.
Before COVID.
Yeah,
So
it was pre-COVID.
it's 2020. or
Yeah.
20.
And we got together. Let me say too, in Gasky, there's so many great musicians in that little town.
Yeah.
There's keyboardists and drummers and sax players, other guitarists, singers, and up at our little market, there was a group of people that would play music from time to time. And Michael and I when I moved up here, I heard, hey, there's a group of people. So I showed up with my guitar and said, could I play? It's like, you want to go play football or something with the ball. So I bring my guitar, can I play? And I just sat in. And then Michael sat in playing bass a couple times. And Michael and I sort of broke off from that group. And we started doing our own little thing, practicing, getting out to the local establishments. And it's been pretty fun.
Wow.
Very nice. So
How many people live in Gasky, by the way?
Between 500 and 600.
Yeah, not that many. So you're now the Woodpile people. Who is doing the booking? How do you get to that part?
Well, initially it's word of mouth. And what's been happening, we'll play somewhere and then somebody from another establishment, they're taking us to play at the next establishment, and then it's sort of snowballed. I know Michael practices a lot with like a trio. I sometimes go out and play solo, but as we play more and get out there more, it's really been we've been sort of successful getting out there and pretty much just having fun. And I'll tell you what, we're playing the songs that we like to play, the songs of our youth, and
Right on.
and which is the coolest thing to
So
do.
you're both the same age then, and do you all know each other's songs?
No, that's the fun part.
Yeah.
We got a 10-year
10
difference.
years, yeah.
So he was probably sitting in the van with his father driving and listening to the music while I was playing the music.
There's no doubt in my mind.
It's great. It's great because we relate so much to all the songs that through the years.
Now, have there been songs that you said, I've never heard that, and then you sing, and then you hear it, and then you say, okay, I can learn it, or how does that work?
It's been like that.
Yeah.
We'll bounce songs off of each other. Hey, why don't we try this one? Why don't we try, or another group or a band? Let's try to do a couple of these songs. And it's taken us, and Brookings and Crescent City, up in Gasky as well. We've been playing quite a bit.
Now, you also have a homemade song, you said, right?
Yeah, there's a couple few originals that we
Originals.
do. We might try to do one today, but
I hope so.
yeah, we will.
We're holding back on our originals because we want them to be perfect.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a good answer.
Well, as long as they're copyright free and stuff
Yeah.
like that. By the
Good
way,
answer.
They can
by
say
the way,
we've heard it.
our
first.
engineers are Tom Bozak as always, and Ray Simon is back in the booth. And I understand that Michael, Michael Gorse is still out there somewhere, maybe, perhaps, I'm not sure. But thank you, gentlemen, for
on
being
the way.
in the engineer's booth while we're doing this. Okay, so you've both been doing this for a while. You got it down. You got a repertoire of hundreds of songs. You got it down. You were just at where this last weekend?
Well, I played at Augustino, a solo gig. Let me tell you, we played at. I was supposed to only play one day, and then they asked me to do a second. But on Sunday afternoon, the sunset was going down, and they always tell that story about the green sunset.
Yeah,
The green
he was
light.
Did
trying
you
to
see
tell
it?
me.
The green light
Light.
happened.
The flash.
The flash. The Sunday afternoon. It was already dark. There was only one other couple out on the patio, and then the green light happened. And they saw it, and I saw it. I was like, wow, I can't believe it. I stopped my song. I stopped playing just because it was so
Now,
cool.
where did it appear on the horizon? Right at the sun?
Right on top of the sun.
Right on top of the
when
sun.
it-
Okay. 'cause
Right
some
when
people
went
see
down.
it raised above the
Yeah,
sun.
no, it was right there near it.
He's trying for me to see it every time. It's like,
Yeah, it's
hasn't
rare.
worked so far.
I'm Michelle Bupert, Chamber of Commerce. She's the one that she took a picture of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but you don't see it. It just looks like a blurry sunset picture.
Looks Photoshop.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Have you guys ever worked with any famous musicians? I mean, you worked with Stephen. You worked with some famous chefs.
I have. And famous chef, but I also cook for famous
There you go.
people
Cool.
in
Yep,
my
tell us.
career. Presidents.
All right. On.
Really?
Presidents. Every governor of California. Most Harris.
Libertine.
Vice President Harris. When she was AG, and then a senator. But our school, the college that I taught at, was a central location right downtown in L.A., and many politicians used it as a hub, as a kickoff for various things. I know Obama at one point, he used it as kickoff for his presidency. And
that's
I never played with any famous musicians like it. I don't know about you, Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
Well,
You.
as a bass player, you get to play with a lot of them.
Yeah.
They're very, very good.
Tell them about the Prairie Dogs that you were playing with.
Yeah, no, I play with different bands. The Prairie Dogs was a band over in Grants Pass. I got the Vanucci family over in Grants Pass. I played with them. Terrific bluegrass band. But, my thing has always been funk and rock is my favorite. But, wow, I just can't tell you how many people I played with through the years. It just, when you get to play bass.
Yeah.
So are you on music that can be listened to in whatever, Spotify or Apple Music or any of those recordings?
I've done a website on soundclick.com, but no, Steve and I just kind of been keeping a low profile.
Okay, so
till we get this thing
Right.
right on.
honed in.
All right,
Yeah.
now you've got you've worked with some famous people or good musicians. Who are your favorite all time? Let's say your top 3 bands. Who would your top 3 bands be?
I'll let Steve go first.
Well, I
Right,
tell you,
Steve.
I started playing
He's
music.
ready.
I started playing
ready.
music because of words more than, you hear bands and the music, but you think about the words and especially what came out of the 60s and the things that people were saying. And my guy was Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, was especially Neil Young. I could sit there and play
Yeah.
Right.
and listen to Neil Young all day.
Harmonizer. Right?
Yeah,
And I can't tell you how much I like Neil Young. And then you think about bands like Simon and Garfunkel and the things that they were trying to tell us. The one line in the song, the words of the prophets were written on the subway walls. Yeah, that's so deep.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was really looking at and listening to as a youngster, is the words and the things that they were trying to tell us.
Yeah. Cool. How about you, Steve?
And I
Michael,
totally agree with Steve. I love Crosby, Stills. I love Neil Young. Me as a bass player, I like Herbie Hancock, and I like funky guys too.
Oh, that's cool.
So I have this jazz influence as well.
So do you have more a music direction that you like, or is it a singer that you like to imitate, or you want to, either of you both sing, right? Or is it your own voice that you're making?
I like to sing Neil Young, but I think I've put my own little twist to it.
Yeah.
But we sing a lot of different artists when we go out and play covers, and that's part of the Woodpile. It's pulling a song out of that Woodpile and just, wow, here's another one, and people will say, wow, I remember that song, or I remember that, I remember it at high school or junior high when that song was on the radio. It brings back this little memory.
It does, right? It feels good. So
It does.
when I listen to music, I grew up in Germany, but we had a lot of American bands and British and such. Anyway, my son makes fun of it. Oh, you will like that. And then there's some big band music, which certainly is not my genre. People always think whatever is not in the 90s, in the 20s, 30s, whatever.
You're a
is
big
what,
band with your polka. Boomka, loompa, boompa, loompa.
polka.
Oh my God, that's total German. Bum, 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 bum,
do.
to tubas. I see we have a guest that's watching in, Debbie. So you don't have a microphone, but you're over there giggling. We have Debbie in the studio today. All right, welcome. All right, we have just a minute and a
1
half
minute.
before we have mid-break. Amazingly how fast these times go when we have great guests in the studio, full of fun stuff. Songwriters, you've already named it. What other musical genres are, well, you've explained it. You like the jazz influence, Michael, a lot. That's what I'm kind of influenced by, mine.
Sure, well, I'm encouraging us to write music, and we have some originals that we're working on, and that's always been my focus.
Right.
But it's just wonderful to play all these genres of all these different musicians that we do, because that gives you the feel and the experience.
Do you get better with age, with the feel and experience?
I think so,
Yeah.
because I was a rock and roll guy, but for years and years. But
Oh,
now
you were.
all of a sudden, I think I'm more tasty.
You're more tasty. Okay, we'll stop at that. We have a few more questions we get to after this mid-break, and then we will hear your music, and we cannot wait for that. It's already that mid-break. You're here on the Doc and Jacques live radio show, broadcasting from the KCIW 100.7 FM LP studios in Brookings, Oregon. Dr. Gigi and I we'll be right back with our conversation and upcoming music with these two gentlemen that are in the studio.
Woohoo,
But
Woodpile.
first, I want to tell you about our new program here at KCIW that gives you something back. Yes, something back in exchange for your support. Major supporters with a very reasonable investment of $495 will receive in kind a 30-second long radio spot several times a day during the daytime, which will air several times a day, like I just said, 7 days a week for the next 7 months. That's a lot of neat spots.
That's a lot of months.
That's right. With these spots, you can broadcast information about your business, your club, your community organization, or heck, even your family. Right? It's a win-win exchange. For under $500, you too can get on the major supporters bandwagon. Yahoo! Have you have your voice heard, and you can join others like Advanced Airlines, who are now with us,
Yeah.
Remax Coast and Country. The Curry County Chamber of Commerce has joined on this major supporter. Doc Bellardi's Crescent Land Title Company, Harbor Commissioner Dan Schmidt. There's a different one, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Gigi, the first one. This was my marketing idea, but KCIW has endorsed it. You were the very first one to sign up. Thank you for that. Again, $495, folks. It's like a breakdown of $1.10 a spot in the Bay Area and in LA on KPFA or KPLA or other community radio stations. These will cost you thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars to do something similar. So you can do it here and have your word and your message broadcast to this community. To find out how you too can get your message on the radio, call me directly. Take your pens. It's a new number I've got, 510-881-3679. That's 881-3679, area code 510. Or you can email me at sanfranjacques, Jacques, sanfranjacques@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. Love to hear your name up here and getting your spots out there, letting our community know how you are a part of it. Thank you so much. Back to our gentlemen, Gigi.
Yes. Here, Stephen and Michael from Woodpile. What's coming up soon?
Well, we've got a gig at Kuntai coming up on Saturday the 14th, and Kuntai's actually been really good. Cyrus at the bars, and
Cyrus is a cool guy, isn't he?
Cyrus is a cool guy.
He's my man.
He hooks us up. We've been once or twice a month. We've been doing Kuntai gigs.
They got a good stage there, right?
Nice stage there. The food is really
we love the food there.
And then in January on the 17th, we're going to be at Checo Brewery, and that's a Friday night gig.
That's coming up.
It's right around the corner. So
No, it's January.
January. Pardon.
Yeah,
January.
yeah, January.
Now, when are you going to be this month? You're going to be 2 Saturday nights at Kuntai.
No, one Saturday night at Kuntai.
Okay, and you don't know when that is going to be.
It's on the 14th.
The 14th of December.
Yes, please.
So a little bit over a week. Okay, for a week from this Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
and
it.
that's a great venue. So good.
Right.
Is that one of your favorite venues?
I really like playing there, and that was sort of the catalyst of getting us on the show. Some of the people that work here or volunteer here were there one night, and the ball started rolling, and here we are sitting in front of you. So we're excited to be here.
I bet you that might be Ray Gary or somebody like that. That could have been.
Right.
Or Michelle. Really, really good you guys are doing what you're doing in this area. And then you have the Chetco. Now, that's a big cavernous place.
Yeah, have
it's
you
a
been
big
there
thing.
before?
But let me tell you, the sound in there is amazing, though. And when you play in there, it's like an old roadhouse or something. It's a big line. But when you can hear the music perfect from the back of the room as well as up front.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like it because we can dance.
All right, we're dancers. Yeah, we're the dancers. We like dancing.
We like
Now, when you, what do you play? And do you play in
Private
venues in Crescent City?
We've played the casino at
Okay.
the Elk Valley Casino in
That's
Crescent
good.
City. We really want to try to get a couple more gigs in Crescent City. We've been playing Patrick's Creek Lodge up to 199 for a few years, pre and post COVID. They're in the process of selling. the
selling,
place
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did play there just 2 weeks ago, and that was a pretty fun gig.
You could play, I'm sure, Unateca. I mean,
Anateca would be a fun gig.
I could help you. I know Daryl Winkler
Well,
very well.
that would
And
give him a call. Tell him
Dr. John Kirk's new South Beach
Yeah.
Porta Pints.
Big
That's what I heard as well.
Great,
Yeah.
great
Very
big
cool.
floor there.
Friends
good
that go
stage.
there axe throwing. How
Yeah,
fun is
I know.
my
that?
God.
Alcohol and axes, and take shrooms and then throw axes on
Gotta
alcohol.
Do that. And stay away from the amanitas.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, do you do private events too?
We do, and we did a beautiful event for one of the locals on her 70th birthday, and we did an 80th birthday in Gasky, and
Okay.
it was really a fun time.
Gentlemen, please
Wow.
gather up your instruments.
Nice.
We're going to start in, folks, in just a minute as these two guests pick up their instruments and get ready to play us some music. We got a slight precursor before when they were setting you up for the mic. You could Michael, you could just push your seat back there now and get more comfortable. You sound phenomenal, both
Yeah,
of you,
so
and
nice.
really a
Excited.
different. What instruments are we playing here?
So I just got my 6-string Taylor.
And I'm playing a dobro
A slide,
square neck.
Where
a square neck dobro.
some?
Okay, it's where it sits on your lap. One of those. You're not holding it.
But I'm holding it.
Okay, what do we got? What are you
what's
playing?
the song?
Yeah. So this is a
Tell them a little history about this.
Yeah,
What
tell
about
us.
on your
Yeah.
original song here?
actually it's a sad song. It's really about dysfunction and growing up in a dysfunctional home, at alcoholism, and the song's sort of me. I wrote it when I was 18 years old,
Oh wow!
so a long time ago. So that's what it's
And what's it called?
what to do.
What to do.
What to do.
What to
to
do.
do.
Okay, here it is. The Woodpile, Steve Kasmar.
Seem like a fantasy in this place. Look at my reality right in its face. Stared back at me with an 80-proof grin. It made me feel like I committed the sin. Oh, what to do, I can't understand. We'll make him feel strong, we'll make him feel like a man. Put himself at ease, make his day go better, help him with his sleep. Makes the rest weep. Makes the rest weep. Truth are now lies and the lies were mixed up. Everyone knew that he was shook up. His brother I watched go down the same way. He swallowed his tongue at the drink the next day. Oh, what to do, I can't understand. We'll make him feel strong, we'll make him feel like a man. Put himself at ease, make his day go better, help him with his sleep. Makes the rest weep. Makes the rest weep. Now there is another enter into his life. Hasn't seen one or took her for stride. I hope he doesn't show with the life he showed me. Though the love is there, something is missing. Oh, what to do, can't understand. We'll make him feel strong, we'll make him feel like a man. Put himself at ease, make his day go better, help him with his sleep. Makes the rest weep. Makes the rest weep. Makes the rest weep.
What to Do.
All right.
What to Do. Very good by Stephen Kasmar and Michael Laslovich. And thank you, guys. Really good. Thumbs up there.
Very cool. So now we have all heard a little repertoire.
Yeah.
How do people get a hold of you?
Well, we post every time we do an event on the Southern Oregon live music scene. And if they want, they can call me. And if they're looking for a band to play, I can put my number on the air right now.
Give it to us right here. Yeah, what is your number?
714
714
318
318
1189. And that's my old Orange County number from when I lived down south.
714-318-1189 to speak directly to Stephen Kasmar here in our wonderful, beautiful area. You're also big on Facebook. You could just go Kasmar, Kasmar.
That's correct.
All right. And you could see the pictures that I have seen and get jealous of his mushrooms.
Are this year mushroom fine? Yeah.
Unbelievable. Debbie, do you enjoy eating all these mushrooms too? Are you a big mushroom? I do. She gave a big happy nod there. She says, absolutely, I do. Boy.
Mushroom.
Yeah.
Or we see the little puppies. That's the other picture. You have those two puppies, right?
No, they're
big
beasts now. Yeah, they're 140-pound puppies.
You're living in Gasky, living the life, it sounds like, doing what you want to do.
Both of you. Huh?
Man,
Nice.
Yeah, we envy you. We are so happy that you would consider our friends. We're glad to introduce you to our friends and our listeners here at KCIW. We can't thank you guys enough for coming on the show.
Gosh, we want to thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
Appreciate it.
I'm giving out the
it's an honor.
Thank you. I'm giving out the phone number one more time.
Okay.
Stephen Kasmar, 714-318-1189.
All right. Yeah. Huh. Okay. What do we have, Doc?
All right.
We have about 3 minutes of what do we do?
Fun Time Corner.
Okay. This is for Janice and all the other ones that love to hear our jokes. In fact, it's kind of sad.
Why?
For the longest time,
What?
people said they listened to the show just for the last 2 minutes.
And it's not my quotes, it's
and
your
she
stupid
gets
jokes.
quotes. Yeah, it's my. Okay, what's a quote for us today, Doc?
A quote today would be, "A meal without mushrooms is like a day without rain." Makes no sense to me,
Cool.
but
At
okay,
restaurants,
great.
okay. A meal without mushrooms, okay. I like to fall in love. Say that one.
Falling in love is like eating mushrooms. You never know if it's the real thing until it's too late.
That is so cute. Debbie's over there holding her heart. Oh, that's so sweet. Remember that one. Okay.
How about your
Falling in love
jokes?
is like eating mushrooms. Okay. Well, what do you call it when a snowman? I mean, you know what an old snowman is called? No. What do you call a snowman after a keg of beer?
Oh, what?
The abdominal snowman. Okay, that's a bad one.
Okay, nobody's laughing.
No one's laughing. How do gingerbread men, what do they do when they break their legs?
Oh, what?
They use candy canes. Oh, man. Okay.
Your
Give me
jokes,
another
you
quote. Give me
better
another
get
quote.
into your joke thingy here. Okay. Mushrooms teach us that beauty can emerge from the darkest of corners.
Mushrooms teach us that
Yeah.
beauty can emerge from the darkest
Right?
corners. Isn't that a great one?
Okay, my quotes are really better than your jokes. So
I got
people
one.
should like it for my quotes.
But what happens if you get scared to death twice? That's a Stephen Wright one, right? Or here's another Stephen Wright one. How do you know if you're running out of invisible ink? Seriously. Okay. Dr. Gigi gave me some sage advice yesterday. She says, Jacques, don't try to be intellectual, charming, or witty. Just be yourself. Hey, Doc, I invented a new word.
What?
Plagiarism. So bad. Are we there? Are we still got a little bit
No,
more?
please have another joke.
Well, she gave everybody. I want to let you know the Dr. Gigi gave me some sleeping pills last night, and I read the label. It said, "Do not take, may cause drowsiness." Yeah, warning. Do not take. Okay, and we.
Okay, so let's just wrap it, should we? And once again, there is the end of our show. A minute to go. You have been listening. So we can rate the whole thing
Oh,
without
we
being
can. Well, I
interrupted.
don't know where it is.
You have been listening to Doc and Jacques on KCIW LP 100.7 FM in Brookings, Oregon. This was another fun show where we talked and
A lot of
heard
fun
from
show.
Stephen Kasmar and Michael Laslovich.
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 Right, we got it. Okay, and I'm reading their next. Folks, we want to, again, thank Tom Bozak, Ray Simon for their engineering wizardry in the KCIW studio. Next week, we have lots more fun coming your way. Thank you so much. You can friend me on Facebook. Have a good, safe week. Peace and love to you.
Goodbye.